Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits only temporarily those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Ghetto, run, keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So justify and I as a watchman around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I she never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gonna bust down Babylon walls. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war cry. Fight down. Me say Rastafari. War and cry. And do the righteousness. Hey, we love. And we love Jaja.
Jah Rastafari.
And we love Jaja.
Jah Rastafari. Save all people.
And we love Jaja. We love Jaja.
Jah Rastafari.
We love Jaja.
Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people.
Put time away again. Listen.
Yeah.
Just as I say, watch your man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and fight.
Fight down war and fight.
Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah,
Jah Rastafari. Preserve all.
and we love Jah, me love Jah,
Jah Rastafari.
me love Jah,
Jah Rastafari. Preserve all.
me love Jah,
Jah Rastafari.
Jah Rastafari, Jah.
Rastafari.
Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight, and then DJ Twink.
A blessed Sunday morning to you. It's the 15th of February 2026. Thank you for joining us this morning. We have a lot of chop and change to do this morning. Tax, oil drilling, the global diaspora war, and all of that jazz. This morning, we will tread into dangerous waters this morning. So call crowd this morning, because I have a lot to say this morning. I may be digging up old bones out of buried graves this morning, but we always exhume bodies when a problem surfaces. Morning, everyone, and welcome. How was on the weekend? Unlike us over here, who was held hostage by brilliant sunshine and grapplingly cold weather yesterday, and then this morning held hostage as well by torrential rain. The weathers of this country. Everybody, morning and welcome. Like and share the live, please. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning and welcome one and all. Thank you for joining us. Colin, Joan Bailey, Lynette Jenkins, Violet Watson, The Unstoppable One, Debbie Jervis, Stevie, Marjorie Lewis, The Easy Jerk, good morning, good morning. Who else is here? George Beckford, good morning, morning, everyone. Welcome to those who are silent listeners. Good morning, like and share the live for us, please. We are going to go straight to the oil issue. The oil drilling, or the prospect of oil in Jamaica. Who that? Miller, good morning. The prospect of oil in Jamaica. We all are going to die because of our hypocrisy, or we all are going to lose out because of our hypocrisy. Miranda Rado. Neither PNP supporters nor JLP supporters want to force their members of parliament to force a debate in parliament on the issue of oil drilling, oil surveys that they're not discussing with us. We know the country already a mine gold and copper without government having the conversation with us or tell us how it benefit us or if anything from that could alleviate the tax burden where the government are push pan with at the moment, given the state where we're in. Remember, this whole oil drilling license thing started under the PNP. This is not a JLP thing, and we're not to treat it so. It's hypocrisy to treat it like this. Both parties are lying to us. Both parties may stand to gain from it. Those who have their companies and will get all sort of contracts and this and that in the oil industry. Those who might be investing quietly in all of what Brian Larkin is doing at the moment. But nobody from government want to have the conversation with us. I put out 2 articles on it yesterday. Bear with. I put out 2 articles on the oil issue yesterday. You may be asking, why does he keep putting out the article in a written form and in an audio form? It's because we're catering to everybody. There's a lot of people who are unable to read. A lot of people who their sight prevent them from seeing some of the fine fonts and things, or things are published in. So Beverly Morning, we're making sure we cater for everybody so that everybody is aware of the information we're putting out, whether you can read or not. But I beg of us this morning not to approach the issue of oil, Evan Miller, in a hypocritical way. Approach it as national interest. Approach it as national security. Approach it as both the opposition and the government lying to us. We want to know what is going on. May I go quickly play the 2 articles for you, and then what we will go to is an investor's presentation that Brian Larkin did on the 14th of October 2025, 2 weeks before Melissa Monica Morning. 2 weeks before Melissa, they had that presentation. We're going to listen to it after we listen to the 2 articles when we put out on it yesterday. But it's not something that we should just sit down and wait, pencil. It's something that we must force a conversation with our political mass.
United Oil and Gas.
We must,
and Jamaica's
sorry, we must force this conversation in our parliament. The Ministry of Mining, the Ministry of Energy is having high talk with United Oil and Gas. Why are we, the taxpayers of Jamaica, being kept out of it? Why our leaders keep denying, no, not such, there's nothing here to see. But whatever risk come from it, we the people who don't want to know, we the people who they're lying to, we the people who are kept out of it, are the people who will pick up the dangers and the disaster. And when we get to Brian Larkin, I want you to listen how Brian Larkin is heavily centered. It's all about the investors, and it's all about getting in there first and get the glory. Let us listen to this article first, then we go to the other one, which is much shorter. Then we go to Brian Larkin presentation.
United Oil and Gas and Jamaica's oil drilling. The October 16th, 2020.
And this is the Global TV News Desk, not anybody else's news. The Global TV News Desk. in print and in broadcasts.
25 Context, Prospects, and Environmental Concerns. On October 16, 2025, no specific public meeting hosted by United Oil and Gas focused solely on Jamaica's oil drilling was identified. However, the date fell within a critical period of activity for the company's Jamaican operations, coinciding with industry events like the second IEL Energy Project Development Conference in Houston, USA, and just days after UOG announced a vessel agreement for key surveys offshore Jamaica. These developments underscore the growing momentum around Jamaica's oil exploration ambitions, as well as mounting debates over its potential benefits and risks. The Jamaica Project, key background. UOG holds a 100% interest in the 22,400 square kilometers Walton Morant offshore license south of Jamaica, with unrisked mean mid-case prospective resources estimated at 7 billion barrels of oil. In June 2025, the Jamaican government granted an offshore drilling permit for operations near the southeast coast, though the decision faced criticism for lacking public consultation and transparency. By October 2025, UOG had secured a vessel for a piston coring and geochemical survey aimed at confirming hydrocarbon presence and de-risking the basin ahead of potential drilling. Prospects for Jamaica. Economic potential. If successful, the project could transform Jamaica's economy, offering revenue from production sharing agreements, job creation in energy and related sectors, and reduced reliance on imported oil. UOG notes development costs as low as $8 per barrel and a break-even price of $25 per barrel, with comparisons drawn to Guyana's successful offshore oil industry. Energy security. Jamaica currently imports nearly all its energy, so domestic oil production could stabilize energy prices and enhance national energy resilience. Uncertainties. No commercial discovery has been confirmed to date, and UOG remains dependent on securing industry partners to fund drilling operations. The project also faces scrutiny amid global calls to phase out fossil fuels following COP30. Environmental risks and effects. Geological hazards. Jamaica lies on active fault lines, raising concerns that drilling near Morant Point could trigger man-made earthquakes, underwater landslides, or tsunamis, with potential impacts on infrastructure and public safety. Marine ecosystem damage. Oil spills could contaminate fishing waters, harm coral reefs, mangroves, and marine life, threatening biodiversity and the livelihoods of coastal communities dependent on fishing and tourism. Similar impacts have been documented in neighboring Guyana, where oil operations have been linked to reduced fish catches and water quality degradation. Climate implications. Expanding fossil fuel production contradicts global climate goals, as oil and gas extraction and combustion contribute to greenhouse gas emissions and climate change, an issue of particular concern given Jamaica's vulnerability to hurricanes and sea level rise. Transparency and accountability. Critics, including the Jamaica Environment Trust, highlight gaps in public access to environmental data and grievance mechanisms, raising questions about how potential harms will be addressed and mitigated.
Why wouldn't you, the citizen, the people who will be affected, the people around the coastline, the people in the hilly areas of Jamaica, where we can end up with landslide, tsunami, and all of that. And nobody, Debbie and how you do, nobody wants to force the conversation. Everybody ought to be writing to your MPs, phoning your MPs, texting them from your local groups and go to their constituency office. We want answers as to what is going on with the oil issue in our country. Before we go to Brian Larkin's presentation, let's listen the other clip that we've done on the matter. This is disgraceful to see how we want die in
Updates on
silence.
stakeholder consultations and UOG's survey activities in Jamaica. Stakeholder consultations. Following the October 2025 developments, formal stakeholder engagement processes launched in early November 2025, led by Jamaica's Ministry of Energy and Mining in partnership with UOG. Key participants. Sessions included representatives from coastal communities in St. Thomas and Portland parishes, fishing associations, environmental NGOs like the Jamaica Environment Trust, and tourism sector leaders. Focus areas: discussions centered on proposed spill response protocols, compensation frameworks for affected communities, and commitments to protect critical habitats such as the Morant Cays and Pedro Bank marine protected areas. Outcomes: UOG agreed to establish a community liaison office in Morant Bay and fund independent environmental monitoring. However, JET and other groups continue to push for a full environmental impact assessment covering long-term climate effects, which the government has stated will be completed before any full-scale drilling begins. UOG's survey results, released December 2025. The piston coring and geochemical survey conducted in late October, early November 2025 yielded preliminary data. Hydrocarbon indicators. The survey confirmed the presence of thermogenic hydrocarbons in sediment samples, suggesting the basin has the potential to generate oil. However, no definitive evidence of commercial quantities was found. Geological findings. Data identified complex fault systems in the area, leading UOG to revise its drilling plans to avoid high-risk zones. The company has also committed to additional seismic testing to better map subsurface structures. Environmental baseline data. The survey collected baseline information on water quality, marine life distribution, and coral reef health, which will be used to inform mitigation strategies if drilling proceeds.
Nobody wants to know. For the people in Jamaica who are colluding with this, nobody wants to know. We're going to for another 10 minutes now. This is important. It is important that we keep up with what is going on the United Oil and Gas website. It is important. They have their YouTube channel, they have their website, they have they have to put certain information.
License. United currently holds 100%.
Bear with. They have to make certain information public under their transparency rules. Make it
license.
Transparent for their investors, all of that. The people who know less about this is the Jamaican people. The people who know less about this are the Jamaican people. And I don't know if I'm in this year clip or another clip, which I'm not going to get to play this morning. A lot of the big oil giants, said Brian Larkin, are now coming on board. Not even the risk, we're not aware. Listen, Jamaica people, want to look for me. Hello? Listen, we not go benefit out of it. Fly high, fly low. We not go benefit out. So if we not sit down and wait past say, carrying them out, how you do? If we not sit down and wait past say, I'll find where go get rich, sad, tough. Because we never make it out of backside. We never get nothing out of backside. We now get nothing out of gold and copper. You understand? So if a rich on a plan to get rich out of oil, plan for the big funeral them too. Or not even plan for the big funeral because and say, when they have up their sleeve, we may have to dig all up a mass grave. If we not wake up, it won't be big pretty funeral with marching banner, expensive $500,000 casket, you know. No, it's going to be mass graves. Let's go to Brian Larkin's presentation. Because Jamaica people just want to walk in and then death traps. So, just so. Hear from the people who are doing it, not from me. Because the Jamaica government or supporters of the Jamaica government would want to make, when we talk about this subject, it's a propaganda. What are you talking about? There's nothing to see here. But the conversation are being had in other rooms, far away from us. And we are now made aware that Floyd Green and Darrell Vaz is having high-level talks with these people. What are you talking about? We want to know. No cannot talk about we country behind we back, so. Look how much talk Andrew in with the American them and all sort of galang in a go and we don't know. Anyway, let's go to Brian Larkin.
Jamaican license. United currently holds 100% of the Walter Morant license. It's just under 22,500 square kilometers, and it's located off the southern offshore coast of Jamaica. The license covers two very distinct basins, the Walton Basin on the left and the Morant Basin on the right. One of the most exciting features about this acreage is the quality of the source rock. It's of a similar age and type to the rocks that have generated.
If you notice, this basin sits in front of where Melissa just damaged with it, particularly the Morant Basin, the Walton Morant Basin. Look, I'm going to leave it uninterrupted.
Billions of barrels of oil in places like, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the wider Caribbean. So far, we've identified approximately 40 prospects and leads with a combined potential of more than 7 billion barrels of recoverable resources. The project's economics are extremely attractive and are underpinned by a production sharing contract or agreement with the government of Jamaica with a low break-even oil price of roughly $25 a barrel. In a success case, for example, say a single 400 million barrel development well, the project could deliver an NPV value of around $4 billion US. So for a company of United size, having access to a license of this scale is quite unique. That's the kind of opportunity that would be the envy of much larger players. So moving to slide 4 and a quick recap on what's been achieved this year so far, and it's hard to believe we're in mid-October already. Well, it may have seemed quite quiet externally. We've been extremely busy and working very hard behind the scenes, both to de-risk the project technically and to advance our farm out campaign. Earlier this year, we secured an extension of the license through to January 2028, and that's important for two reasons. Firstly, it's a clear vote of confidence from the Jamaican government and from MSET, the ministry, in United's ability to deliver. Secondly, it gives us tenure and certainty.
Globalists, when I like and share the live now, this is life and death information. This is critical information. This is not passa and baga. I'm going to get to the passa and the baga later on. Because there's issue we need to go passa and baga about. But this is important issue. We want to support the program. This is life and death. Only people them are go dead from hurricane, from earthquake, tsunami, and landslide if we allow this to continue. You remember Fifth Element Keel telling us about the Enrique Plantain garden fault zone. That's the same fault zone where Haiti sit on that gave Haiti the 2010 earthquake. All right. So the go and play. On the license, which is critical for any farming partner. They'll need to know that there's sufficient time to execute and evaluate the full work program and its results. We've also completed a risking evaluation report this year, pulling together all of the technical work from over the past year. And this has really been the highlight of the year for us for a couple of reasons. That report delivered two standout findings for us. Firstly, it verified a working petroleum system onshore Jamaica. And secondly, it confirmed that successful piston coring results offshore would significantly reduce the exploration risk and could trigger a major uplift in project value for us. This report's on our website, and I'd encourage all of our shareholders to have a read of it. We've also made real progress on permitting, securing the environmental approvals and the beach license in Q3.
And excitingly, we've also signed an MOU to secure a vessel for the piston coring work, and I'll talk about that over the next few slides. So the piston coring survey. So on slide 5, what is the piston coring survey? Why now? And more importantly, why do we believe it will work? So in simple terms, the survey involves collecting between 40 and 60 seabed samples to directly confirm the presence of hydrocarbons at the seabed. Now, we already know that there's a working petroleum system onshore. That's been verified in the Riskin report. And historically, 11 wells have been drilled in Jamaica, 9 onshore, 2 offshore, all showing hydrocarbon.
9 offshore, 9 onshore, 2 offshore. Don't you all want to know where? Don't you all want to know where? Huh? Lord Jesus. Jamaica is going to be doomed to failure because of political tribalism and protecting our leaders rather than protecting the future of our children. We're dangerous to ourselves.
Presence. The last of these wells was drilled in 1982. We've also identified active oil seeps onshore, and we've shared photos and videos of those across our social media channels. The goal now, particularly with the piston coring work, is to connect the dots. It's to demonstrate continuity between that proven onshore system and the offshore basins. Now, why are we confident that it will work? Well, we've already mapped vertical fluid escape features and seabed marks, which are strong indicators of hydrocarbon migration.
Precisely, Debbie. For the last 2 years, earthquake just turn up so. And them I get more and more regular. Jamaica people don't want to know. Listen, you see Melissa play a thing, you know. Melissa a play a thing to what's to come. You hear how long we want to know? You hear how long we want to know. Melissa, we still away in a dot and mud and gore. A play a thing to what's to come. Sit down. Wanna sit down and play with on a life, Jamaica. Sit down and play with in a life, Leonie Denton morning. Sit down, Jamaica, and play with your life. How much drilling onshore and how much drilling offshore. And for the last 2 years, we've been having regular earthquake. We get stronger and stronger. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about no children. We don't have hospital, you know. We don't have hospital. If we get a 2010 Haiti situation, we are doomed to failure. We will have mass graves upon mass graves upon mass graves upon devastation upon. Melissa was a baby to what's to come if we don't stand up and stop this oil drilling on this dangerous fault line where we sit down, pan. We're going to die in numbers we've never seen in Jamaica before.
The satellite imagery also shows repeated slick anomalies, suggesting that there's active seepage, and amplitude data indicates potential source intervals. So in short, if this program confirms hydrocarbons at seabed, it will provide evidence that there's an active petroleum system offshore Jamaica. And this would materially reduce geological risk. It increases the project's overall chance of success, which in turn we'd expect to see reflected in shareholder value. It's also a very powerful tool for our ongoing farm campaign and discussions. So where are we? On slide 6. On slide 6, you can see photographs of the piston coring equipment on either side and a schematic image in the center showing how the process actually works. Essentially, the piston core is a long weighted tube that's driven into the seabed to collect samples of sediment and mud for analysis. Now, importantly, this work is low impact and it's environmentally safe. There's no disturbance or damage once the samples are collected. And to be honest, there isn't really much more to add to this. It's a fairly straightforward, simple piece of work, but it delivers high value results. Our slide deck, there we go. Sorry, slide 7, it's jumped across. I hope everybody can follow it. Slide deck seems to lock on me there. But on slide 7, moving to slide 7, the vessel and our partner for this piece of the work program, TDI Brooks. For anyone not familiar, TDI Brooks is a US-based research and services company that specializes in exactly this kind of offshore geochemical and geotechnical work. They're very experienced, they're highly regarded internationally, and we've signed an MOU with them to secure the vessel. It's scheduled to be available in the fourth quarter of this year, but the current guidance is that that boat will come on contract with United in mid-December. The survey itself should only take about 2 weeks, and we expect to receive results in early Q1 next year. So it's a very short time frame for shareholders. There's also a significant cost saving by doing this work now. This vessel will be passing Jamaican waters en route to Trinidad, which means we will avoid the normal mobilization and demobilization costs, which is not insignificant. And needless to say, as we work through operations, we'll be updating our shareholders at every step along the way. Slide 8 looks at the risking uplift in a bit more detail and the commissioned risking report that we published just a couple of weeks ago. So as part of the mandate, we asked Lapidus to independently assess the piston coring program and the potential value that it could unlock for us. Excuse me. I've had a head cold for the last few weeks. I'm trying to shake off, so I do apologize if I'm a bit croaky. But the results of this independent risking report were excellent. The Clevery prospect's chance of drilling success improved from 1 in 5 to 1 in 3, and Oriel improved from 1 in 8 to 1 in 5. Now, as I've mentioned earlier, positive piston coring result would further de-risk the entire offshore play for us, effectively joining the dots between the verified onshore system and the offshore basins. And importantly, this uplift isn't just limited to those 2 prospects, it extends across the wider license. And if this work is successful, and we believe it will be for the reasons that I've outlined a few moments ago, this would represent a genuine step change in value, both for the project and therefore you would expect for our shareholders. So just to talk about the value a little bit more, and slide 9 put some numbers behind that and what this could actually mean for shareholders. So according to the Tennyson research note published in July 2024, Clevery was valued at about $83 million net risk to United, and that was based on a 19% chance of exploration success. Now, I don't want to bamboozle anybody with numbers here, so stick with me, but the new risking report updates that success chance to 32% following successful piston coring survey. Applying those numbers to the Tennyson note increases Clevery's net risk value to around $140 million US. That's an uplift of $57 million to United's project value. Combine that with Oriel, and the total uplift reaches approximately $75 million US. And as I've said before, this de-risking effect carries across the broader portfolio of prospects and needs. So the overall impact for us could be absolutely huge. These numbers are supported by the more recent Tennyson note that was released last week. And again, I encourage all of our shareholders to have a read of it. It's on our website. The recent equity raise that we announced last week is specifically to fund this work.
The unstoppable one may agree with you. I said the same thing to Debbie last night. I'd rather die at home than die in Cornwall Regional Hospital. Like, seriously. Denise Hilton morning. I'd rather die at home than than die on the floor in Cornwall Regional Hospital, which we will get to in a bit.
To unlock this value for our shareholders now, beyond the immediate technical results, the survey will also add real momentum to the farm-out discussions, both technically and commercially, and we don't have to wait that long for the results. As I've said, we should have the results Q1 next year, so it's a very short time frame for shareholders. On slide 10, just to wrap up, it's been a short presentation, but I hope I've shown the technical rationale and the commercial opportunity that this program represents. A successful piston corn survey will contribute real evidence to support an active petroleum system offshore Jamaica, essentially joining the dots, as I've said. It will lift our exploration chances of success. If it's successful, it'll materially enhance the project's value and it'll create meaningful upside for our shareholders. And in order to unlock that value, it's important for shareholders to support this equity raise so we can go and chase this upside now and not wait. And finally, just before I open the floor to some questions, I'd just like to thank a few key groups while I've got the chance. Firstly, the Government of Jamaica and the Ministry for their ongoing support, cooperation and confidence in what we're trying to do. Also our partners and advisors who continue to help us progress the project efficiently and, more importantly, safely. And finally, to our shareholders, I know it's been a bumpy road, but thank you for your continued belief and patience. We are now making real progress on this project. We have a pathway to unlock significant value by executing this work program. And we believe over the coming months, we could be genuinely game-changing for this project for us in terms of value realization. And I guess with that, I'm happy to take any questions that may be submitted. Please do bear in mind, some questions I may not be answered for commercial reasons. And we'll also try to avoid duplication where possible.
Some questions may not be answered for commercial reasons. Sophia Morning. The shareholders. Andrew Holness have questions to answer. Darrell Vaz, who have questions to answer. Floyd Green have questions to answer. Mark Golden have questions to answer. Philip Paulwell have questions to answer. Miguel Phillips have questions to answer. All those people who shadow and responsible for mining and energy, the government and the leader of the opposition, the motherfuckers are all lying to us. Can you not see it? We've been saying this. They are all lying. There are dangers for you and all of us wrapped up in those lies. Don't you want to know more, Devante Morning? Don't you want to know more about the oil, about the drilling? The opposition and the government have questions to answer. This whole shenanigan started under the PNP, stepped up under labor rights. The risk is wide open in front of us. Earthquake, I won with it 2 years now. I become more frequent and I get more stronger. Nobody wants to know. Nobody wants to force a debate in our parliament and the matter. We're not going to go in a mass grave, you know. Because if we don't make it through the earthquake, Cornwall Regional Hospital, I'm going to kill her. So just prepare for the mass. If you don't prepare for stand up and protect a future generation, protect with community, protect with life, protect with environment and with livelihood, we will die horribly. It's just the truth. The question and answer bit is on my website. You can go to the website. That bit is there. The question and answer session is on the website, because we don't have time to play it this morning. There's more things we need to do. But nobody no want to know. We just want dead in a peace, so. We're just willing to chew up it all because it's about we're political masters. Because they're not leaders, you know. None of them are leaders. Mark Golding and the PNP a lie. Andrew Holness and the JLP a lie. We, though, stuck in the middle with the pending disaster. We stuck in the middle with all of the pending disaster. The one in them cannot be any more glaring. The one in them cannot be any more glaring. Who is taking note of what is happening, though? Nobody. Because Jamaicans don't want to know. Jamaicans are just comfortable waiting to be killed by all of what's to come. Because that's what's going to happen in Jamaica. Many of us will die. Many of our family members will die. Because it looks like us, we sit down a plan to get rich out of aisle. Ask the Nigeria people where them benefit. If a plan on a plan to get rich out of aisle, ask the Nigerians what did they benefit out of aisle. We cannot continue to approach all of this in silence. We just cannot continue to approach all of that in silence. No. Some of you are on the app. When we release an article, you get it straight away. When we publish it on Facebook, some people have a link that leads them to the website. Now, when you touch the link on the article, it will lead you to the particular article that link is for. But when you go on the website, you'll see all of our articles in the recent posted area. Or you can just go to the vlog area, the blog area, where all the articles are at, and they're posted in print and audio form, so everybody can those are you on your mobile. It will be 3-stroke to your right. When you touch that 3-stroke to your right, it open up the drop down box and it allow you to go through the different articles. But we do that one upon the Jamaica diaspora issue, where we are going to move to briefly now, and may go boss liberty after that. We're going to look at the rift in the Jamaica global diaspora, and we're also going to look at how other Caribbean nations interact and engage with their diaspora members. Oops. You're not getting the audio. I need to undo it and do it again. Sorry. Bear with. Let me get the audio back in. Right. Okay, should be okay now.
The dispute between Jamaica's government and the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, a clash over autonomy and engagement. The ongoing dispute between the Jamaican government and factions within the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council centers on fundamental disagreements about the council's purpose, autonomy, and relationship to the state. At its forefront are Orlando Terrelonge, State Minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, who heads the GJDC, and Patrick Beckford, former head of the Jamaica Diaspora Advisory Board for the U.S. Northeast, who has emerged as a vocal critic of the current structure. Background: the GJDC's mandate and origins. The GJDC was established in 2019 as the successor to the DAB, designed to align diaspora engagement with Jamaica's national diaspora policy and drive contributions to sectors like education, health, and security. Per government frameworks, it is positioned as a key organ to foster collaboration between Jamaica and its global diaspora, which plays a critical role in the nation's economy through remittances and investment. The core of the dispute. The conflict escalated ahead of the 2026 GJDC elections, which were postponed due to Hurricane Melissa, to prioritize recovery efforts. Beckford called for a boycott of the vote, arguing the council has become a ministerial extension rather than an independent body accountable to the diaspora. He advocates for scrapping the current structure and establishing a fully autonomous council free from government control, stating it was meant to be fearless and accountable to the diaspora and not to politicians. Terrelonge has rejected these calls, describing them as disingenuous and without merit, and accusing critics of spreading misinformation to disrupt a legitimate and transparent process. His stance reflects the government's view that the GJDC must be aligned with national policy to effectively drive development. This clash builds on earlier tensions. In 2023 to 2024, a rival US-based group using the same Global Jamaica Diaspora Council name protested government corruption, crime, and perceived neglect of diaspora concerns, even hosting a counter-conference to the government's biennial event in June 2024. While this group later fractured internally, its grievances, shared by Beckford and others like Dr. Rupert Francis, highlight broader frustration among some diaspora members who feel their input is sidelined in favor of state priorities. Critical analysis. Strengths of the government's position. The government argues that alignment with national policy ensures the GJDC's work supports tangible development goals, such as post-hurricane reconstruction. Terrelonge has emphasized that the council's structure was endorsed by the diaspora at the 2019 conference, and that transparency in elections and decision-making is maintained. Additionally, public dissent, particularly when it involves international protests or boycotts, risks damaging Jamaica's global image and discouraging investment, as noted by other diaspora representatives like Nathaniel Pete. Limitations and concerns. Critics contend that government oversight undermines the diaspora's ability to hold authorities accountable on issues like corruption and crime, which directly affect both residents and overseas Jamaicans. Beckford's call for autonomy reflects a desire for the diaspora to have meaningful agency in shaping policies that impact their communities at home and abroad. The 2024 implosion of the rival GJDC group also underscores the risks of uncoordinated dissent, but it does not negate the validity of core grievances about engagement and transparency. The government's combative tone, as highlighted by editorials, may further alienate diaspora members whose support is vital for recovery and long-term growth. While the state frames the GJDC as a collaborative platform, some see it as a tool to leverage diaspora resources without genuine partnership. Conclusion. The dispute reveals a deep divide over how to balance state-led development with diaspora autonomy. The government's focus on alignment and accountability to national goals is understandable, but it must address concerns about meaningful representation to maintain trust. Conversely, diaspora critics like Beckford need to channel their frustrations into constructive engagement to avoid undermining collective efforts to support Jamaica. As the country rebuilds from Hurricane Melissa, bridging this gap will be essential to harnessing the full potential of its global community.
Right. Now we're going to look at how other Caribbean states engage with their diaspora members. Bear with.
How other Caribbean nations manage diaspora engagement. Several Caribbean countries have developed distinct models for engaging their diasporas, offering contrasting approaches to balancing state goals and community autonomy. Formalized partnership standing. Barbados established the Barbados Diaspora Foundation in 2015 through an act of parliament, giving it independent legal status to oversee engagement across 15 regional chapters worldwide. The foundation operates with a board equally composed of government appointees and diaspora elected representatives, ensuring shared decision-making. Key initiatives include a diaspora investment fund for small businesses and a skills matching program that connects overseas professionals with public sector needs. Unlike Jamaica's model, the foundation has explicit authority to advocate for diaspora interests in national policy debates, such as tax reforms for overseas citizens. Trinidad and Tobago, decentralized network with sectoral focus. Trinidad and Tobago's approach centers on decentralized regional councils that report to the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, but retain autonomy to design programs based on local diaspora priorities. A core feature is sector-specific working groups focused on energy, healthcare, and culture that facilitate targeted knowledge transfer. For example, the Energy Working Group has helped secure partnerships between Trinidadian firms and diaspora-led tech companies in Houston. The government also hosts an annual Diaspora Day that includes public forums for direct feedback on national issues like crime and infrastructure. Haiti, community-led networks with state collaboration. Haiti's diaspora engagement is shaped by its unique political context, with most initiatives driven by community-based organizations rather than a formal state body. The government works in partnership with groups like the Haitian Diaspora Federation to coordinate efforts in education, healthcare, and disaster relief, including post-earthquake reconstruction in 2021. While there is no statutory framework governing engagement, the state provides logistical support and tax incentives for diaspora investments. This model prioritizes grassroots autonomy, but faces challenges in coordination and ensuring alignment with national development plans. Key comparisons to Jamaica. Legal status. Barbados and Trinidad have formal structures with clear mandates, whereas Jamaica's GJDC operates under government policy rather than legislation. Autonomy. Haiti's model is the most decentralized, while Barbados balances state and diaspora control. Jamaica's current structure leans more towards state oversight. Focus areas. All nations prioritize economic contributions, but Trinidad's sectoral approach and Barbados's legal advocacy role offer alternative frameworks for impact.
And this is where I turn to the hypocrite, Wilfred Rattigan. This is where I recall the hypocrite, Wilfred Rattigan, who infiltrated and destroyed a group that was mobilizing itself, that could have and would have become a powerhouse now, should Rattigan have not infiltrated and burst up and destroy that group. While at the same time, that same Wilfred Rattigan, you see, Allison were dead, were there? Rattigan and Allison always in a communication. The same Rattigan were there, we want to contest in the government, where the all way fight against. Rattigan want contest, figure bungle up with Kamina Johnson Smith and Terry Long in the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of these people and them self-aggrandizement, because it's all about them. Me wonder all the while if Rattigan is not a JLP infiltrator, because Rattigan infiltrate the group. Rattigan destroy the group. A group that could have been doing so much good right now. Rattigan infiltrate, Rattigan destroy and chew it down pan dot. And the same hypocrite Wilfred Rattigan now want to figure run in a diaspora. Uno see the cross-border hypocrisy them wanna invite, but you see when me talk, you see to my chest broad, me not have to capitulate to nobody when me feel like put my mouth and bust it up. Rattigan is a hypocrite, a wicked, a thief, liar, and a con artist. Because he go mash up the group to earn money out of it. Whether last year when Rattigan, I told me no want the war, you know. When Rattigan them organized something in Jamaica last year, yeah? Rattigan say I go tell you 2 days before, say because I'm goat, doctor say he can't travel. Was it not the same thing Rattigan tell you no? Me say I want to leave these people to care no God help, because you see uno sleeping idiot Jamaicans, uno stuck to the people them when have no interest in uno learning. Uno stuck to the people them where go dig out on a blood clot pocket every day. But when it comes to teaching uno and go no information for uno survive with, uno run down over Rosalie paid for the mix up. Uno got dead. Jamaica people. Families and friends. Because it's what uno working towards. Uno love the mix up on social media. Uno love the dress up people them will come with necktie and all these bumbo pussy blood clot nonsense. Me say, hey, uno Jamaica people, me angry at Iggy phone, you know. Anyway, we could go over Christopher Tufton, because Christopher Tufton have it all prepared. Sit down and wait for no. Christopher Tufton, yeah. Christopher Tufton have it all worked out. Uno go dead. Can I love fuckery, and I love nothing good. You love when people talk to you nicely. If I that you not go love me for continue to hate me. Me never got.
So you guys
talk to
took a trip to the Montego Bay Hospital.
School, go knowledge and information to people. Me never got school go learn to talk nicely. So if we now come around here for the manners and all them nice thing there, and people for coerce on the dirty egos and all of them bumbo clot jazz there, don't come around here. It's not here. It's not the right place. This is not the nursery for faint heart. This is not the nursery for faint heart. Because when the tidal wave come, they call it tsunami. My grandmother used to call it tidal wave. When the tidal wave come, when the earthquake come and all of this something them, it'll go worse than my bad word and my dirty behavior. So if I that no problem, go on, go die in peace and leave me alone. Make me rot it out to the end. All right? Dr. Tufton have it all stored up for you. If you not think, if you not cannot tolerate my mouth, go and go tolerate Cornwall Regional Hospital. Who's holding you back? No, like literally, who on earth is holding you back? You can't tolerate my mouth. Go and go tolerate Tufton Hospital. Me not hold you back. Me on go show you where they before you go, idiot. I'm fed up of Jamaica people. When I say fed up, I mean fed up. You all drive me nuts. Because I don't like knowledge. I don't like mix up. Should I dance, go, phone, that me should I do. And then I have something for entertaining and titillate on a little soft underbelly egos.
So you guys, I took a trip to the Montego Bay Hospital, hoping that I wouldn't stay overnight, because this is the condition that the patients of Jamaica has to be sleeping in. And as you can see, persons have been there for days and days, and that is exactly where they live, on the ground, on the floor, on top of the chairs. You have rats, roaches, cockroaches, all kind of insects running around. So this is what we're...
You're all going to die horrible. You're all going to die a horrible death. Pain a belly hot, you know? Pain a belly hot. In a foreigner, we can call ambulance, and ambulance a go come. Call it a Jamaica, no?
Netflix and chill.
Oh, call it. Because you don't take these things for joke. Because when you not call we over here and so no want money for God doctor, we rob Pete and PayPal send Congo. No? If we ever fit top, pick up the pieces, we can't even survive a foreign to bomber clots. We can't even survive. Because we have to run with life, yeah. And we have to run with family and them at home. Yes, I saw you go for most away. The reason why I'm upset over Rattigan and this thing, Jamaica people not standing up. Us in the diaspora is standing up. When Rattigan take that organization and infiltrate it and mash it up to the date where him and Wayne Lonesome is not talking much friend over this same old shenanigan now. With Rattigan and his mouth, we just fly like a bee just with everybody business. And he's so and he little laba gal mouth galang in. mash up the group, and want go contest in a Terry Long them election. Terry Long them were a dictator to the Jamaica Global Diaspora Council. What voice are we going to have joining with the same government where we are fight against dirty thief in Rattigan, with thief off the people their money to live your high blood clot life, and now you can't produce no result, and you can't produce no tax document, thief in Wilford Rattigan. Anyway, go on about your business this man, and next thing they come start fling stone through your window and all that jazz. But yes, me have to talk. Me a talk. Let's go to Andrew Holness, friend, and the tax. Why? If we don't like it, just hit over your head like when we do aid up a story till daylight to take off the sheet off of your head. That's how it go. Me not tell no lie. Me not talk to no for no like me. Me not talk to no for suit no ego. Me say what need to be said. You don't want to hear it? Take something in your ears and move on. My duty is to talk. And that me go to school, go learn fido. Talk. Anybody where you say go to school, go study law. If you don't come out making nice, you learn fuck all when you were there. If you come out and you not make no nice, you never learn nothing there.
Your Netflix and chill dates are about to get more expensive because Jamaica's government is going to start taxing soda and Netflix. I'm Kalila from Money Media, giving you money news for the Caribbean. So the Andrew Holness administration is about to do something they haven't done in a decade: implement new taxes. And it's one of those things where I'm disappointed but not surprised. Hurricane Melissa was historic, record-breaking, devastating, all the adjectives. It cost nearly $9 billion US.
The unstoppable one may have people a Bustamante right now. Bustamante, a pigsty. You see these ribbons and balloon, Lord Jesus. Bustamante Children Hospital. What the hospital name? The children hospital name. Whatever the children hospital name in Jamaica, it's a pigsty. Me have people there right now, and my family them life may protect me no go load and blaze and all sort. Pigsty.
Dollars in damage. That's about 41% of the island's GDP. So it was always going to take a lot of money for the rebuilding. And although the island has benefited from international help, we still need more for the rebuild, plus funds to carry on the government's regular functions. This either has to come from debt or taxes. Now, the government has said they don't want to take on more debt than absolutely necessary, so taxes it is. Finance Minister Favour Williams tabled the 2026-27 national budget in Parliament on February 12. The government plans to spend about 1.4 trillion Jamaican dollars this year. That's about 8.9 billion US. Now, along with the budget, the government...
Bustamante na ha pillar, you know. Bustamante na ha pillar, a old cardboard box, then pack up under the head part of the mat. Lord Jesus. Oh, Jamaica people, just silent. How did just silence so? How did just accept it so? And then when we are foreign talking, on Libya, on can't go on. Of course we can't go on because we would never accept that motherfucker. We would never accept it. That's why we don't want to come back home. That's why we take bad treatment of foreign. That's why we're running, we're going to get more bad treatment. Because we can't take it. We can't take the racism and the name calling because we can't take up cheer and we can't take up buckle and lick them in the clot. Yeah? We can't lick a bad health service. We can't lick road when not fit for car. We can't lick light when not come on, but we still appear. We can't lick water when not in a pipe, but we still appear. Eh? No, we will take the racism. We can't fight. We can't take up stool and throw after them. We can't take up stone and fling after them. You think we could have go fling after Andrew bad service them? You mad? Or you literally crazy? Fling after Andrew. We will deal with the racism of foreign. We will deal with the racism of foreign because we can't club a government over. We can't club a Jamaica government because we may lose our life in the clubbering.
Also tabled the revenue measures, which is the document that breaks down how they intend to pay for everything. By the way, they don't usually table the revenue measures this early. That's usually top secret until the finance minister makes the budget presentation in March. But Minister Williams says they dropped it early to stop all the speculation about whether new taxes are coming, and also to give the public and the opposition enough time to process the news before the debates begin so that she can address concerns in her budget presentation. So anyway, what's on the table? Well, I already told you about the tax on digital services in my other video. They're adding GCT to things like streaming services, subscriptions, and software. So watch that video for more on how they'll probably implement that tax. The other one that caught my attention was an increase in taxes on tourism services. I didn't even know that tourism gets taxed less than everyone else. They only pay 10% GCT while everyone else pays 15%. This was supposedly done back in the day to give them a break while the industry develops. But I'd say Jamaica's tourism industry is pretty well developed by now, so it's only right that they pay their fair share of taxes. Tourism is one of Jamaica's biggest industries, bringing in over $4 billion in 2024. That's over 30% of GDP. However, the higher tourism taxes won't come into effect until next fiscal year because obviously tourism was hit hard by Hurricane Melissa. Many places still haven't even reopened. It would be unfair to hit them with that now. The government is expected to earn 11 billion Jamaican dollars when they do raise the tax.
You hear what Andrew friends say? It would be unfair. Ladybug, all you do? It would be unfair to hit the tourism sector with the higher tax. No. But it's okay to impose it on the Jamaica people now. Jamaica people, nobody on the pound side, you know. And even the one on tour with the pound side, and don't like we and don't support because if we talk to it, if we take on put in our lap in a towel, hush on put jibble around on the neck and take time put the nipple buckle on our toe, and then turn around, rub on the back for a burp. And it's on the fucking face. After all that, if we turn around, rub on the back for a burp.
Taxes on tourism next year. Now, the bulk of the new revenues are coming from raising the so-called sin taxes. These are taxes on alcohol, cigarettes, and now sugary drinks. They're expecting to raise 10 billion from sugary drinks alone, so that's a big one. Currently, we only pay GCT on sugary drinks. They're now going to add SCT on top of that. The rate will vary depending on the size. A small 300 milliliter drink will have an extra $6 in taxes. A 600 milliliter drink, which is the size of your standard soda bottle, will have an extra $12, while a big 2-liter drink will have an extra $40 in taxes. There are some other measures too. The annual drawdown from NHT that was supposed to end this year, they're going to continue with that for another 5 years. They're taking $11 billion from funds that should be earmarked for housing and using that to support the general budget. There are also changes to duty concessions and vehicles for public sector.
Should that $11 billion a year not go to rebuild the people them with sea and breeze and rain wash for their house? The government just take 6.1 billion from the US. Why the government not use that and run the budget? Or better yet, Andrew Holness and his friend them give back with their teeth. Because right now, we put out 1.4 trillion for the budget. And we have over $3 trillion unaccounted for in our country. what we disbursed under previous budgets. So what you say?
Sector workers and a change to the Environmental Protection Levy. But we'll learn more in coming days when the budget debate gets underway in March. And that's the bottom line. So, what?
The bottom line. Tax arrears. Isle a jail which presents environmental risk. Hospital mash up and a broke down. Road a mash up on a car. When people them now learn a school anymore. I'm not quiet. So me going about my business because I'm not quiet. Eh? The people of Jamaica is comfortable. The people of Jamaica is comfortable. The people of Jamaica upset me, Mazat control. Everything a fall apart and everybody's silent. PNP lie to we, Labour lie to we. Nobody no want to talk to we about the Isle. Everybody said the earthquake I get more frequent and get more and United Oil and Gas have so much to say. United Oil and Gas have all these high-level talk with Ministry of Mining and Ministry of Energy. So what happened to them on the opposition side? What if force the debate in a parliament? What if highlight the issue? What happened to the Jamaica people where got dead? I go about my business. Come Mrs. On no one dead in a peace. Mrs. On no one dead in a peace, on no one dead frightened. So me leave on and go on. Thank you all for being here this morning. Thank you all for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support as always. What I'm not going to do though, I can promise you this. I can even put down money on it and give you change. I will not cater to your ego. Look at me. Look at me. This idiot, this modern day fool, will not cater to people's ego. When things are to be said, I am going to say it. If it costs me, I am still going to say it because it is to be said. Too much quietness now. Too much quietness. Right now, we should have Labour and PNP work together as mighty hell to take away from under this pedophile kingdom where we're wrapped up into and say the all now. Anyway, go on about your business. Next thing then come start throw stone through your window. How you're not on a manners and you don't have no behavior and all of that jazz. But ask your nurse, ask your hospital if they have manners. Ask your road, your light and your water if they have manners. I'm sure I treat you better than your government. Because the things I tell you, your government will never tell you them. The things I advocate for you, your government will only promise you them to get your vote. And the minute they look, flight grade, flight abandoning the aftermath. Rice and water minister. See flight green there. Flight green, rice and water. Flight green don't talk about Southwest Centers that are Parity or Black River from Melissa. So flight green have to issue there. 20 pounds of rice and 1 gallon of dirty water when you go recycle site, go pick up the buckle and walk into river to in knee, full up the buckle and carry come the Parity people. Yeah, and that flight green though. Anyway, globalists, welcome go about with business now. Remember to interact with our website. Alrighty? Interact with our website because we have a lot of information on there. We are not going to only put out information over here. Our print information is focused on our website mainly, even though we put a little snippet at what's it for you on Facebook, but our print news is based on our website. You can follow download our app. We have the link on our Facebook. I think I moved this thing then now out of the oh, let me go. I think I have it. No, in the app there. In a forum, in the app there. But however, support our website and support our different channels. We keep putting out a lot of articles helping to keep you abreast with the information, especially information that so-called mainstream media refuse to speak about. All right? So thanks for being here. Thanks for your support. Continue to support the group because, our group is expanding. We're in broadcast. Now we're in print news. Continue to support us by downloading our app. And when we put out with information, you read them and you share them. All righty. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon walls. Preparing the way. Preparing the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war and crime. Fight down. Me say Rastafari. War and crime. And do the righteousness. Hey, we love. And we love Jaja. And we love Jaja.
Globalists, I've just put the link to the app in your.
Hey, we love Jaja.
You can just click the link and download that app if you haven't downloaded it.
Rastafari, preserve all people.
Put time away again. Listen, yeah. So just as I and I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace, while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down, war and crime. Fight down, war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah,
Rastafari, preserve all.
and we love Jah. Me love Jah, me love Jah,
Rastafari, preserve all.
me love Jah, Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight, and then DJ Twink.
Globalists, may put the link to the app in the chat. Make sure you download the app, those of you who haven't downloaded it yet. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.